Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see how we can use an M.2 NVMe SSD using an external enclosure. For my use case, actually I am going to use this in my MacBook. So depending upon your usage, you can go for different types of enclosures as well as the SSD. First I'll show you the SSD enclosure which I have bought. This one is from a brand called Oraiko. I don't know how you're gonna pronounce it. If I'm correct, it's pronounced Oraiko. And this one supports up to 10 GB per second, which I have written in the box. And this one comes with a Type C at both end. You can also use like Type C to USB A for a regular computer if you wish to. And this one is USB 3.1, and this cost me around like 2700, which I bought from Amazon. I'll leave this product link in the description below. The next one is the SSD. The M.2 NVMe SSD which I have gone for is like WD Black SN770. Okay, this one is like black variant. I mean like the black in WD stands for high performance SSD. If you are on a budget and you are going to use it in an external enclosure, I'll suggest you to go with a cheaper SSDs. This one cost me 4700 in offline market. Okay, in online it's ranging around like 7000 to 5000. If you are going for a cheaper way, budget, and also you are only going to use it in an enclosure, better go for a lower speed, since whatever speed you are going to buy, it will be going to limited by the USB cable. Okay, so for that I will suggest you go for a WD Green, which costs you around like 3300, and it supports up to 3000 MB per second transfer speed. This one is like 5150, and the reason I have bought this, since I have an PC, if I want I can in the future use this M.2 NVMe SSD directly on my computer's motherboard. So that's why I have gone for a performance variant, which is costlier compared to a normal regular SSDs. So coming to the enclosure, I'll first put out the components which came with the box. The first one is the screws and rubbers. Okay, I'll just zoom this for you. They have given like 2 screws and 2 rubbers. The screws are actually on the enclosure. I'll just show it to you. Like, yeah, here are the remaining screws and rubbers. So totally 2 screws and 2 rubbers. And the next one is a Type C to Type C cable, which is of good quality. Like, it's not looking like a cheap cable. It can last, I think so. The next one is Type C to Type A. I mean like a regular USB. Type C to, I have not just opened this one. And the last one is a thermal pad. Okay, the main reason why I have gone for this one is it came with a thermal pad. There are other variants like for 1800. This one costs 2700, by the way. There are other variants like 1800 and 1500 too, but they don't give a thermal pad. The main reason I have gone with the thermal pad is like it helps in what can I say? It helps in dissipating the heat, which makes the SSDs run faster, and also it prolongs the life of SSD. And this is the enclosure. Actually, you have to slide it like this. It will be like this. Okay, let me show the right. And if you want to open, you have to just slide it, insert your M.2 NVMe SSD and screw it up. The screw they have given. Okay, this one supports M type. I'm not sure the name of the type. It's like the pin should be of this type. Okay, I'll just focus it up for you. Yeah, the pin should be of this type. I'm not sure the name. I'm thinking probably M type. I'll just correct it off in the video while editing. Okay, I have sticked the thermal pad on the top of the SSD. This one is the Western Digital SN770 Black 1 TB variant. Okay, so how we're gonna make this work on the enclosure is, first open it up. There will be a screw here. Okay, you can see a hole, right? There will be a screw here which will be put it together there. First we have to insert it here. Make sure you are inserting it properly, and also don't give too much pressure. Okay, make the pin to bin, then just press it a little pressure and press it. Okay, it will be like this one. Okay, it will be like little upward. So what you're gonna do is, there are two rubbers, right? Take one rubber and hold your SSD to the bottom and then press it. Give a little pressure. Okay, then now it will hold the SSD together in its place. My camera's autofocus sucks, sorry for that. So once we have inserted the SSD, we're gonna close this. Okay, simple matter. I'll just repeat it for you. Insert it on the slot, give a little pressure and push it inside. Once it have gone inside, put your rubber on your left, right. Depending on the type of enclosure you are buying, it will vary. Okay, for some type of enclosure they will be giving a screws instead of a rubber, and it depends on the manufacturer too. Okay, then what we're gonna do is, we're gonna slide this. Actually, in the case, I like to mention one more point. Why we are using the thermal pad is here. There are a few rules for the thermal pad to work properly. Okay, the first one is we have to stick it on the SSD, if possible only on the ICs. I have just pasted it all over the SSD, and the thermal pad should make contact on this part. Okay, their outer casing. In this case, it's aluminum. For other enclosure, they might give an heat sink, so the both should stick together. Okay, the thermal pad, imagine this as a SSD, this one as a thermal pad, and this one as the enclosure. Okay, it should stick together. Okay, then only it will just travel towards the outward and makes the SSD run cooler. And if there's a gap between the thermal pad and external enclosure, just look, then there is no use of using the thermal pad. So make sure like the thermal pad sticks to the outer case. In my case, since it's aluminum, it should stick to my outer case, or else if you are using an heat sink, it should stick to the heat sink. Okay, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna slide this, and then we're gonna use the screw. The one thing which I forgot to mention is, they also give a screwdriver along with the package. Since these screws are different type, if I'm correct, like it's a star shape, so you need a separate screwdriver which won't be found in a normal household. So kudos to them, they have given the screwdriver also. Once you slide the external enclosure, we're gonna screw it. Okay, done. And then what we're gonna do is, we have to just insert the cable. And now let's come to the formatting part. Okay, to make this work in a system, if we are using a Windows or else if you are using a Mac, the formatting differs for both one. So since I'm going to use this for a Mac, I'll show the method for a MacBook. Okay, now I have bought my MacBook. So after we have just finished the setting our SSD, now what we have to do is, we have to connect the SSD to the MacBook. I'm now connecting it to my MacBook. Then open up disk utility. Once you have opened it, go to your particular drive. Okay, this is the drive. You can see like out of 1 TB I have 996.99 GB free. What you have to do is, you have to press on erase. Okay, and then the correct encryption format for the MacBook is APFS. Click that and click on erase. Okay, it will just format the drive to work for the MacBook. I'm not sure about the Windows, maybe I'll just update it afterwards. So if you wanna do it for the Windows, probably NTFS, I think so. It works for the Windows, and this one is for the Mac. I'll just repeat it again. Turn on your Mac, connect your SSD to it, and next open up disk utility. Okay, then click on the drive, then go to erase. Okay, actually it will be on top of here. Okay, you can see right on right top corner there will be an option to erase. Let me focus. Go to erase, name whatever you want for the drive, then click on APFS.